Lightning struck in LA. Meg yelling in crazy as Eugenie launches podcast put an end to Sussex career. Princess Eugenie has pipped Meghan Markle to the post and launched the first episode of her weekly podcast. The Queen's granddaughter, 33, announced on Instagram that the first episode of her podcast, Floodlight, is available to download today. The podcast is designed to promote her charity, the Anti-Slavery Collective, which she founded with her best friend Julia de Boinville in 2017, and will feature the pair's interviews with figures involved in the fight against modern slavery, including Dame Emma Thompson. The first guest is Caroline Haughey QC, who prosecuted the largest modern slavery trial case in the UK's history. This comes as her cousin-in-law Meghan Markle is preparing to release her own much-anticipated podcast Archetypes later this summer, almost 2 years after she and Harry signed their Spotify deal. Writing on Instagram today, Eugenie proudly announced the Anti-Slavery Collective's new venture. "My charity, the Anti-Slavery Collective, is delighted to announce its new podcast, Floodlight," she wrote on the platform. "Join me, and my co-founder, Julia de Boinville, each week as we sit down with guests from all walks of life who are helping to combat modern slavery in a variety of ways. From lawmakers and company leaders to famous activists, survivors and journalists, Floodlight shows you just how prominent modern slavery is and that we can all do something about it." Dame Emma Thompson will appear on the show to talk about her experience working with victims of sex trafficking. Caroline Haughey QC, who took part in Operation Fort and prosecuted the biggest modern-day slavery network ever exposed in UK, will also be among the select guest list. Rather than a multi-million-dollar deal with Spotify, the charity has partnered with award-winning independent podcast network SUSSEX to produce the episodes. Speaking on the podcast, Eugenie recalled first learning about the extent of modern slavery during a trip to Kolkata with Julia in 2012. During the visit, the pair were introduced to incredible young women who had been rescued from being trafficked and had been taught to print on fabrics, which they sold to gain their independence. At the same time, Meghan Markle has confirmed her much-anticipated Spotify podcast is due to be released later this summer. The Duchess of Sussex has unveiled her first Spotify series, a podcast about female stereotypes in which she vows to investigate labels that try to hold women back. A trailer of the actual audio project was released in late March. In the trailer, Meghan said, "This is how we talk about women, the words that raise our girls, and how the media reflects women back to us. But where do these stereotypes come from? And how do they keep showing up and defining our lives?" The Duchess, previewing the type of guests who will feature, adds, "This is Archetypes, the podcast where we dissect, explore and subvert the labels that try to hold women back. I'll have conversations with women who know all too well how these typecasts shape our narratives. And I'll talk to historians to understand how we even got here in the first place." Meghan and Harry signed a lucrative deal with the audio streaming giant to host and produce podcasts, estimated to be worth around £18 million, in late 2020. But they had only released one show so far, a holiday special featuring their son Archie and celebrity guests. Earlier, royal biographer and author Angela Levin is known as a staunch opponent of Meghan Markle and Prince. Hardly a day goes by when she doesn't target the US-based couple on social media or during her TV appearances. The royal expert recently retweeted a post which claimed that Princess Eugenie has been outed within the family for leaking information about events, or secret plans and other information to the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. She has effectively been cut off from the Cambridges, Tyndalls, Phillips, Anne Wessexes, Queen, Charles, and Camilla, read the post. Eugenie, her elder sister Beatrice and other family are currently in Switzerland ski trip. According to a report, they are very upset after their father Prince Andrew decided to opt out of a family trip. The Duke of York is said to have consoled his daughters through daily Skype calls. So